Alabama, it's been a weird last couple of weeks, right? I understand that. You beat Georgia, and then you lose to Vanderbilt. South Carolina gets a little bit sideways. You still win that game. You lose to Tennessee, and you're like, wait a second, what the heck is going on? I think I have the answer here. I'm not in that building. From the outside looking in, I am just like full-on Sandra Bullock right now from the blind side. Run the ball. I'll talk about it right now. We'll unpack this together. But first things first, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. We appreciate y'all in advance for being dialed in. Want to make sure you know now the hard count brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Have a square that we really like for you a little bit later in the segment. So make sure you're dialed in. Use code HARDCOUNT, $5 in lineups. Gets you $50 in promo funds over at prizepicks.com. Also just a great way to lock in and enjoy college football Saturday. All right, so let's start here. I said it before, I'll say it again. Alabama, let's pound the rock, baby. Let's pound the rock. You got Missouri this week, your 2-touchdown favorites. I don't think any spread really makes you feel all that comfortable right now if you're an Alabama fan, but here's the deal, man. There is indisputable video evidence. There is tapes out there of Missouri getting absolutely abused up front by Texas A&M in the run game. If I'm Alabama, I get it. We want to do the RPO thing. We want to throw the football. I understand that. I totally do. But listen, man, like at this point in time, it feels like there is a identity crisis of sorts. And now, again, I'm not in the building, so I don't want to speak too definitively. But from where I'm standing, it feels like Alabama is in that transitional phase from where they were with Coach Saban and where they are right now with Coach DeBoer. All right? Like I think they're sort of trying to figure out who they are. When you're having an identity crisis, what is the best thing to do when things are, I don't know if spiraling is the right word, but what is the right thing to do when there is ambiguity? Go back to what's simple. Go back to the basics. Go back to what you do well. And the advantage for Alabama, as much as we talk about what hasn't gone right, they're still one of the most talented teams in the whole country. Like you still have multiple NFL offensive linemen for you. You still have one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete, on the field at any given time in Jalen Milroe at quarterback. Let's lean into that. We still have a good backfield. Jam Miller, good back. Let's feed him. And like I said, Missouri, they have proven they are susceptible to that. Now, it's not like there is, multiple case studies on this from Missouri, but like I see that game against A&M, and I'm saying, okay, I think we can do that. Because Connor Wegman at A&M, God bless him, he's nowhere near the running threat that Jalen Milroe is for Alabama. So not only can you run the football in the way that they did with the zone runs and the getting downhill, you also have a quarterback that they have to account for, which in some way, shape, or form should make them even more off balance defending the run. So you got the opportunity, I think, with where you are right now from an ambiguous standpoint. I think you have the guys and the ingredients up front to get that done. And then also, let's add another layer to this. Who are you playing against offensively for Missouri? Luther Burden. Sometimes, man, the best defense, when you got a great player on the other side, is a great offense that can keep that other great offensive player off the field. Like Luther Burden, man, he is one of the few players in this football game for Missouri that could switch sidelines and play for Alabama. All right, like that's the reality here. The less chances he has to impact the game, the better you feel as Alabama about your opportunities to win this football game. Because that's kind of the area of concern here for Alabama, right? Like the secondary, a little dinged up, had some issues over the course of this year. You want to limit their bullets they have offensively. How would you do that? Winning time of possession. How would you do that? Run the gosh darn football. There comes a time in everybody's life they got to draw a line in the sand. And this is kind of a microcosm of that for Alabama. I believe there's a time right now in their season they got to draw a line in the sand. And yeah, Kalen DeBoer, offensive savant. I have all the confidence in the world that he knows what he's doing. Like what you see right now in year one under him in Tuscaloosa is not what they're going to be, I believe, in year 3 and year 4 and all that. So like, take a deep breath, understand that this is a process. But right now, let's go to simple. Let's go to physical. Let's not do the whole RPO thing where our offensive line has to guess as to if the ball is out or not, or they're wondering what's going on in the play behind them. Like, say, hey, big boys up front, Tyler Booker, Caden Proctor, maul the dude in front of you, and we're going to take our 4, 5, 6 yards, and then we'll do it the next play. So I'm not saying you just go Neanderthal, but I am saying, like, let's maximize what we have in this football game for Alabama, which is athleticism and physicality. If you do that, I think you feel good about your chances to win the ball game. Running the football is like a good pep talk. Just chills everybody out. Keep it simple. Lean on that on the opposing defensive line, and I think Alabama will have a good chance not just to win the football game, but cover that 2-touchdown spread. So the Prize Pick square we love, Jam Miller, his rushing total in this football game is set at 48.5 rush yards. If Alabama does what I think they're going to do offensively, which is just punch them in the face repeatedly, whether it be Jalen Milroe or Jam Miller on the ground, I think he will have more than that 48.5-yard rush total. So again, code HARDCOUNT, $5 in lineups at prizepicks.com. When you use that square of Jam Miller, the more in his rush total, then go ahead and add another one in this game, $50 in promo funds, just for playing. Now, I think it's going to hit. If it doesn't hit, though, you still get $50 in promo funds, win, lose, or otherwise. Make sure you're subscribed. It's going to be a great weekend of college football. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.